Let's face it, we live in a world of RGB. LED strips, CPU coolers, motherboards, graphics cards. Heck, even some of the water blocks coming from EK water blocks are RGB. It's everywhere. And of course, RGB fans are a thing, but in many cases, there's a trade-off. If you want to have RGB fans, you're going to lose a little bit of performance. There's just not a whole lot of options out there for people who want to have a lot of color when it comes to that part of their case. But now there's a solution, and in today's video, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the solution. We're going to put it inside of my build and see how this looks. Back at Computex in early 2017, in January to be specific, Phanteks announced a number of new products. Now the Shift and Shift Evolv or Shift whatever it is were the real highlights of that announcement. These cases that could be mounted, that could be placed either vertical, horizontal, tempered glass, all kinds of stuff. Really, really great cases for HTPC systems. Just really, really cool. But a side note to all that, and a lot of people looked at these things, were these guys. This, if it's focused, hopefully. I'm using manual focus today, by the way. Also, if anything flies in front of the camera, I've had a bit of a gnat invasion in here, and I don't really quite understand what that's all about. But anyway, this is the Halos Lux RGB fan frame. And what this does is it allows you to take any fan in your system and make it RGB. Now it comes in two forms, plastic and aluminum, or aluminium for my friends overseas. And it comes in two sizes in each form, 120 millimeter and 140 millimeter. Now, prices, last I saw, and I haven't looked recently, for the plastic shrouds, they were running for about $10, but they were all out of stock. And the aluminum ones were a little bit more expensive. Like this guy, this is the 140 millimeter variant, and this one runs about $20. So it's a bit of a price to pay, but it's pretty solid. And as you can see from some of the footage I'm probably showing you at this point in time, it's very well made, and it matches actually my case very well. So that's a big selling point for me personally, is it matches up with this. Now, what this allows you to do, as you may guess, is it allows you to make any fan in your system lit up with color. Now, inside the box, it's just pretty simple. It comes with the actual fan mount. It comes with the cabling that can either be connected to an LED strip or an existing Phanteks. Now, it does come with everything you need to connect it either to your existing connections inside of your Phanteks case, if you have one like this, or any of the other RGB Phanteks cases that are out there. It is compatible with ASUS, AuraSync, MSI, Mystic Lighting, and Gigabyte's Fusion RGB. So any of those motherboards, or in some cases, I think graphics cards have the headers, you can connect that to continue the lighting effect that you have set up. So if, in my case, I have AuraSync on there, on this computer, I can connect this and it will work within that software. And my plan is to connect it to that LED strip that is actually running. There's two LED strips. There's one running down here and through here. And the idea is to connect it there, mount it on that back exhaust fan. Now, because it comes in 120 and 140 millimeter sizes, it can be used on a lot of the popular fans that are out there. So if you have Noctua fans, if you have the Be Quiet Silent Wing 3 fans, EK Vardar, Fractal Design fans, any of those fans, any of these high performing fans that you prefer to use, you can now make those essentially RGB. So we're gonna go ahead and hop inside of this case and see just how this goes. But first, we are gonna shut her down. Okay, so as you just saw, it looks pretty good, and installation isn't all that difficult once you actually do it right. Now, I didn't do it right the first time. I actually did it very poorly, and I know exactly what I did wrong. I tried to do it while the fan was still inside of the build, and that's not something I would recommend doing, especially people who have air coolers. You're just not going to be able to do it. So the easiest way to do it is just unscrew the fan from the back of your case, if that's something you can do. If you're going to use the rear exhaust like I did, unscrew the fan and then screw it in. Hold it in your hand and screw the mount in that way. So once you do it that way, it's actually pretty simple. It's a fairly easy product to install, and I think it looks pretty good. In fact, you should be able to see it. It might be a little fuzzed because of the fact that I have the camera focused on me, and I think I finally got the focus. I have done this so many times tonight. Side note. All in all, though, I think it's a pretty impressive piece of hardware, and for about 20 bucks, you can take any fan inside of your case and make it RGB, tie it into color effects that you have going on, and that's a pretty cool thing to me, because RGB fans can run upwards of $35, $40, and in particular, if you're someone who likes Noctua fans, Be Quiet, EK Vardar, Fractal Design, any other company that doesn't actually offer an RGB choice, this is a really great way to get that color but keep the performance of the fans that you prefer to have. The kicker is you need to make sure that you can actually connect it. It's compatible with Phanteks cases, Asus, Aurasync, Gigabyte Fusion RGB, and MSI Mystic Lighting. So all in all, though, pretty simple to do, and if you need to, you obviously have the adapter right here that you can use. This part right here is what will go into the motherboard or graphics card if applicable. And it also allows you to continue daisy chaining. Now, that's one of the things about this. The cable is long and has two connectors on the end, one to connect to the case or, the LED strip, and another to add another connection. So if you wanted to put 2 or 3 of these inside of your case, you could daisy chain them together. Now, cable management could become a little bit messy. That's something to keep in mind. I would not recommend this if you are really meticulous about cable management, because it's gonna create some issues for you. You would have to get creative, is really all I'm going to say. And I think people out there who are really good at cable management will find ways to make this work. I'm kind of lazy with cable management, so mine is, the way I have it set up is I have the wire coming out of the upper right corner of the fan mount, and then it kind of goes over the top of the fan and down the side of the case. It's just kind of hanging there. Maybe a little bit of double-sided tape will do the trick, but we'll see. Another thing to note is the amount of light that is going to come through the fan is going to be determined by the fan blade color. Darker fan blades are going to cause the light to diffuse more and therefore not be as bright, while white and clear fan blades will allow much more light to come through. In fact, I'm considering buying a fan with a white blade to kind of take a look at it and see how it compares. I'm also considering buying 1 or 2 of the plastic fan mounts, because those come in at about $10, and while I don't know particularly how they necessarily look in comparison to this one here, which is the aluminum one, for $10 you could add the color to your case. It's just a matter of, do you prefer plastic or metal? All in all, I think Phanteks has done a very nice job with this product. It's definitely going to help people achieve their RGB dreams. And it's just something that's worth looking at if you want to add the color to your case and you already have stuff in there like the CPU coolers and memory and motherboards, graphics cards, all that kind of stuff. So just another little piece to add some color. I think it does a great job. Definitely worth looking at. So good job, Phanteks. I really think this is a solid product. Again, Amazon Newegg links will be in the description below if you want to take a look at it. If you want more information, follow the link below to the Phanteks website where you can take a look at the Halos and the Halos Lux. Again, the Halos is the plastic version. The Halos Lux is the aluminum version. Both of them I think will do the job very nicely. It's just a matter of which aesthetic you're looking to go with. That, though, is going to do it for this video. This has been my look at the Phanteks Halos Lux RGB fan frame. Definitely something worth looking at if you want to put a little bit of flair to your build and you really don't want to go and buy an actual RGB fan. This will do the job. Definitely do the job. Definitely worth looking at. In the future, I'm hopefully going to take a look at some of the plastic ones and maybe see how this looks on other fans, like with the white frames, with the white fan blades, as I mentioned before. That's it, though, for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to do more stuff like this. I think it's fun to look at products. It's just a matter of being able to actually do it, fund it, and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.